Okay, we're back looking at pick six fix again. I've learned a lot of things over the last few years, and one of them is the best bets in the game are win, place, and show, pick three, and pick four. Now, I do play the pick six when it's a big carryover, and I can find at least two solos on my ticket because I try to bet the tooth pick to win the forest. But today we're looking at a pick three here for the Arlington Park, three grade ones, which is the way you want to play a pick three. Horses all have a big desire to win the race. This is not a setup race, this is the race. Coming into this race, the Secretariat, this is for 3-year-olds only. And it's not the most impressive field. Sometimes you get a foreign horse that comes in here and upsets the apple cart. But for me, the way I'm looking at this race is for one, I'm going to put in a long shot, the 1A, the French Invader, coming off of a nice race at a mile. Horse looks like he's got a good running pattern, and he's beaten a pretty good beat a pretty good field last time out. And I'm going to put him in there as a long shot. If Cliffy's Future ends up winning, we got that covered. Glad to see Fernando Hara back racing in North America. So the two-horse Hoosier Kingdom, Indiana bred, won't be putting any money on him. Proceed B is an interesting horse. I watched him live in the Lane's End run third, and if you like Reb, which I do, Proceed B was only a length behind him, and his odds will be about 10 times higher than Reb. So if he improves on his performance against Reb, he has a chance at a very good price. And keep in mind, bullet workout, sub-minute bullet workout, a horse that might want to be considered, especially in the exotics if you play those bets, which I do not. Next horse, the 4-horse, 2 races back, beat Maiden Company, and then come back and wins a stakes race at Monmouth in a very impressive time. But 2 races back, you're winning a maiden. You're going to come back and win a grade one. Won't be putting my money on it. And then he brings us to the 5 Oil Man, another horse that ran very competitively against Reb. He was disqualified and finished 5th, but Oil Man looks to be a decent horse in this position here. I don't really like a horse coming off their all-time best performance, which in this case the 4 or the 5 did. So I would expect him to regress back to grade 3 or stakes company. The 6-horse at 20 to 1, you're looking at a nice long shot here. Optional claimer company. The horse is very competitive, but on the pick 3 ticket that I'm going to play, I'll explain how I'm going to the strategy on the way the bet's going to be made. But for my main ticket, that horse will be left off. Now we're going to get into the horses that I'm going to be playing. The 7 Take the Points. Again, I don't always bet a horse coming off of their top performance, but it seems like the horse is taking to the turf. And this was a horse that had a lot of hope in the Triple Crown season, and we know what he did there, nothing. But he's got an opportunity now to perform on the turf. Seemed to like Colonial Downs a lot. We'll see how he does here at Arlington Park. But at 9 to 2, this horse has a good shot. I mean, he doesn't have to repeat his previous performance, but somewhere short of that will result in a victory. The 8 Reb, I love the horse's running style. He's a late runner, and on these kind of turf races, I think the horse is going to be a good square price. He likes the track. He's coming off a win at the track. He's got $250,000 in the bank, and this will be my main play on the ticket. Then it brings us to the 9. Here's a horse. It's difficult to bet these foreign horses, but this horse has run against Grade 1 company in Europe, and sometimes these horses come over here and get the job done. Aidan O'Brien obviously knows how to bring horses from over there to here. So he's dangerous, but I'm going to stay away. First time Lasix on the 9. You know, some horses respond well. Sometimes it takes a race. But for me, I'm kind of looking past that horse. And I'm also looking past the 10. Giant Oak is a local Illinois bred horse who is going to be hammered in this race, in my opinion. In 3 to 1 morning line, I bet you he goes off a lot lower than that. And I'm not utterly impressed with the horse. He was such a big favorite in the last race. He did bump and get steadied, and when he was a horse that had a lot of hope and whatnot. And I was never a fan. I never lost a penny on him, and it's not going to start tomorrow. So for me, race 7, first leg of the festival pick 3, we're looking at a 178. The second race here, we're going to slide into the fillies, running in the Beverly D. And this is a very interesting race. When you're playing pick 3s and you're going to play the ticket a few times, you got to do what you got to do. And this is a tricky race. I mean, I'm looking at Pure Clan, who is 1-for-1 at the track, $1.1 million in the bank, and is a closer, and we're running this race on the turf. We know that whoever runs the fastest at the latest point in time is going to be blown by everybody. I think Pure Clan could be upset in this race, but I think she's also going to be a square price, and I'm going to take a shot with her on my ticket. The 5 looks to be a competitive horse coming off of a very impressive bullet workout. We love his breeding, and he's only been off the board one time in 8 lifetime starts. Seems to be running the best of his career now. But I'm always skeptical of Woodbine horses coming south of the border and competing against these guys. So Mind the Bird was able to do it, but I'm going to go a different direction than that horse. The 4 Black Mamba, this is a California specialist. Outside of California, we'll see how he does. On the on the turf in California, he is very tough. He's very competitive, and but we're going to try to go against him. He's got Gomez. He's going to be a big favorite, betting against Black Mamba. He has a very competitive running pattern. This race is competitive, so I mean it's a very hard call. But that's how you got to play it. The 5 horse Mad About You. This is a foreign invader, first time Lasix. Irish bred on both sides. Who knows? They're bringing the jockey in with them who's ridden him his entire life. So this is obviously a horse who there is high expectations for, and he's obviously performed. The 5 has a very competitive chance, and he's going to have to be played on the ticket. The 6, Tis a Queen, is a horse that was only beaten 2 lengths to Pure Clan at 15-1 morning line. And can make an argument for the horse. She is the speed. We all know that sometimes speed gets away, but mile and 3/16, maybe just a little too far for her to hold up that the lead she is going to have. So for my money, I'm going to go a different direction than the 6. The 7, Dynaforce, is a horse that I think was running her best races last year, and she was really moving up the ranks in the stakes company and was looking to be a top flight horse, but maybe she has taken a step back. Doesn't mean she can win, but I'm going to be going a different direction. And then the 8, this Smart Strike horse, filly, 3-year-old filly, looks very good to me. I think she's running against excellent company, and I don't think the distance is going to be any concern for this filly at all. I like the fact that she seems to be running very well now, and has a shot at probably going to be in the neighborhood of 12-1. So for me, race 8, we're looking at 258. It brings us to the big race, and if you watch the show, the handful of you that do know how much I like Einstein. That horse has been in my stable longer than any horse since I've been betting the horses or running a stable mail. And Einstein is in every race. Last race out, love the horse, tough trip in my opinion. So I'm going to be betting Einstein with the 2. Einstein as my closer and the 2 as my front runner. The Lone Speed, if this horse, to me, it looks like Lone Speed, and that's always scary. Recaptured the Glory is going to be running a little bit with him, and the 1 foreign horse will as well. However, Precious Passion has shown with $1.8 million in the bank that he has the ability to hold that pace. We are going 1.25 miles, But I don't think that's going to be a problem for Precious Passion.